What corner of the world shall I burden with my old age? I'll be be a caretaker. He'll sit near the outer gate in the nursery with the children.
Perhaps forced him to obey some loathsome Greek.
God curse such a night.
I wish I could go to Athens and not grovel in this filthy country town. This secluded valley, they tell me, whereby a beautiful river named Crathis flows to the Iron Sea. Star streams like pearls and pure better into the richest gold. Springs are sacred in that valley, blessed with everything. Any harm and heroes for war. Be happy not to live there. That's my great starting point!
You are not unaware that as officer in charge of negotiations, I have come here from the Greek camp, so I'm no stranger to you. Talthybius, you may remember me. I have some news for you. So this is it. Finally, you've been allocated to your masters.
Where shall we go then?
You've been allocated separately.
Who has won my poor girl Cassandra?
Agamemnon made a special note of him.
Must she be a slave to his patron wife?
No, she's for him, in darkness, in his bed.
You don't understand. She's a consecrated virgin. Apollo's not.
He wants her because she's sacred. He's mad with lust. So much for her sacred habits. Now look here, to be a king's mistress is no bad thing.
Then whose slave am I? Grey-haired Hecuba.
Odysseus, king of Ithaca, drew you as his slave.
I've picked the shortest straw. To be the slave of a man without morality. A liar, a deceiver, an animal who savages all.
Oh, that's enough! Once I've had Cassandra as the commander-in-chief, I'll come and take the rest of you with into your masters according to allocation. You, go bring her out.
What's that?
I'm a Buddhist priestess. I can see the future, but I've been cursed. I have no power of persuasion. You don't believe me? Hold it up. The torch. Take it. Let it flame. Higher. Hold it higher. Let it burn everything sacred to Apollo. Hymen, god of marriage, hello the bridegroom and bless me the bride in my new home, the royal bedroom of Argus. You, mother, you sing, for my father murdered her, silly destroyed a sad king's son to celebrate the marriage of virginity and lust, the consecrated virgins deflowering. Now, Hymen, make me a good wife. Dance, mother! Dance with me! Shout! Shout as hard as you can at you women! Put on your most glittering dresses! Celebrate the virgin's lucky marriage! I shall enjoy a brutal man fed by the hand of destiny. Dear queen, let us possess the love to her! Oh, my poor child. I swear to you, I never dreamt your marriage would be like this. Mother, you must adorn my hair with flowers, a victory crown to celebrate my triumph marrying the king. You must lead me to him, and if I'm not afraid, then give me a good shove. Force me by violence if you have to, because if God exists at all, then Agamemnon will find me more destructive than ever Helen was. Yes, mother. I'll kill him. I'll destroy his whole family in return for my father and brothers destroyed.
You don't know what you're saying. You're possessed!
Yes, perhaps I am. But for one moment, let me stand outside my ecstasy and speak as though my voice were my own. These screams, for the sake of one woman and one moment of uncontrollable lust, sent a hunting party to track her down. And it cost thousands of dead. And their also wise commander Agamemnon lost his family and children to come here. Why? For the sake of one woman who wasn't brought here by force but run away and wasn't faithful. And yet, as soon as you got here, you began to die. And you kept on dying. Your women died in the loneliness of widowhood. Your fathers became childless old men who had brought up their sons for nothing. But our Trojans,
was there. They died fighting for our fatherland. That is the greatest of all glories. The really shameful thing is to die dishonorably without pride like your Greek lords.
It wasn't the fact that your devotion has left you mentally disturbed. You will be punished for cursing our generals. Imagine that. The most powerful general of the Greek army has let uncontrollable desire for this mad woman. You're pretty. But there's no way I'd let you near my bed. Come on, you make a lovely bride for my commander-in-chief.
Your master Odysseus will add 10 years to the 10 years he spent here before reaching his home. But you won't ever see your home again.
Get her out!
Come on, take me to marry my bridegroom in the very doorway of hell. My naked flesh will be thrown into a rocky gully where the waterstones will rush me to my grave. So where's the general flagships? I am ready. Goodbye, mother. No tears. Land of my father's dead brothers who I endure this earth soon, very soon will meet. And you will greet me for the victory of Agamemnon's household.
But I'll tell you a story, if only so the night can pass quicker. I was born royal by birth, and I married a king. My sons excelled, not only because they were Trojans, but because they were such Trojans as no Greek woman could ever boast of bearing. And I saw them slaughtered by the Greeks. I have worked for the father Priam. No one told me of my husband's death. No one brought me the news. With my own eyes, I saw him hang down on the altar steps of the holiest temple. And all the daughters I brought up with such care, I saw them snatched from my arms. Their good breeding wasted on brutal soldiery. And now, in my old age, I must go to Greece to finish my life as a slave. And what work will they give me? Me, a woman of my years. Me, the mother of Hector. I'll be dressed in rags. I'll have to sleep in the floor. None of my children can give me so much as a helping hand now. They're all gone, so there's no happiness. I've just grown used to the faces of the dead.
horse on wheels opened up. I will sing my favorite song to Artemis. I will sing you a song. And then all of a sudden, from the horse's belly came a deafening clash of armor. It rumbled like thunder. Terrified scream came rising from the streets of the whole city. Children got hold of their mother's skirts. God of War had sprung his trap. Children were cut down in their own homes. And where they lay sleeping. A whole generation of children, women, raped in their own bedrooms, bringing bastards for the Greek and desolation for Troy. And I was seeing the whole time. And I was seeing. Agony. The agonies are all mine. What grief is like mine? My husband, your son. You are calling for a dead man. The gods always hated us. Oh, Euripides, do you see what they are doing? I see what the gods are doing. Making monuments of worthless man. We are loot. My son and I, soldiers plunder. Born royal and made slaves. Is there no end to pain, daughter? You married the most brave and honorable of all my sons, and you stood by him. You're like a daughter to me. Andromache, you shall carry on in my place. The dead are happier than I'm living. Don't say that. Isn't it true, though? No. No one is happier dead. The living at least have hope. Do they? To be dead is to be nothing. Dear mother, listen. You are my mother too, even though you didn't give me birth. Listen and draw some comfort from what I'm saying. It is true that to be dead is the same as never to have been born, and it's true as well that to die is better than live a life of agony because the dead feel nothing and no pain can touch them anymore. For your son, my husband, it's as though he had never seen the light of day. However, he will live on. He will never perish, for we will carry him in our memory till we too join him in the dust. So his endurance and his sacrifice conquers even death. We must live like him and look forward to every day with renewed strength. We are not dead yet. Not yet. Being Hector's wife, I aimed at the highest a woman could wish for and hit the mark. Living with Hector, I made it my business to be the perfect wife. I lived quietly with my husband, and our happiness was obvious to everyone. I knew what my role was at home and how to give in gracefully to his authority. But my reputation reached the Greek camp, and that ruined me. As soon as I was captured, Achilles' son asked me for his wife, meaning his whore, to be a slave in the house of the very man who murdered my husband. So now I have to try and drive the memory of my beloved Hector out of my mind and open my heart to the man who owns me. I shall betray my love for the dead man and his memory. And if I refuse to do such a thing, I'll provoke the hatred of the living man whose power is total over me. They say one night in bed will convince any woman and pleasure away her hatred. I spit in the face of any woman who forgets her dead husband to jump into the bed of the next one. Not even a bitch, and we are supposed to be better than animals. One day, a son of yours will cross over the seas back to the ruins of Troy, and rebuild a holy city from the ashes. The big man is back. They're trying to take us away at last.
some news for you. I must tell you the joint decision of the Council of the Greeks.
What is it?
This child, they have to
We have different masters.
No Greek will ever be his master.
How come? They decided to leave him here?
They mean to kill him.
Have you no pity? Why should his father's courage be a death sentence for him?
If you say anything to anger the army, they may not allow you to properly bury your child, and no tears may be shed on his grave. If you keep quiet, they may allow you to bury your child decently.
When I gave Hector a son, I thought I would conceive one to rule over the whole of Asia, not a victim to be butchered by the Greeks. There is no Hector rising from the grave to save us, not any of your father's brothers, no army of Trojans. My sweet baby, dearer to me than all the world.
Let him go!
You have dreamt of such cruelties even the barbarians would shudder at. Why are you killing this child?
It has to be.
He is innocent!
Take her away!
Have you no sense of shame? He's intolerant! Let me go! Get off his bastard! Give me back my son! Let me go! Astyanax! No! Get off! Give me back my son! Astyanax! No! What are you going to do? Throw him down the walls and make a banquet of his body? Is that what you generals have decided? No!
Take her away! The boy is dead.
Even the sun shines brighter today, this most glorious of days, when I finally get my hands on that wife of mine, Helen. Yes, I am the man, Menelaus, who for 10 years has endured this terrible war along with the Greek army. But it wasn't only for my wife's sake that I came to Troy. People say that I know. My real motive was to get my hands on the man who stole my wife, violated the sanctity of my home, and thumped his nose at every known principle of hospitality. Well, certainly made him pay for that. With the gods' help, of course. He and all his people are dead. The Greek army has butchered the lot, and turned his great city into a wilderness. Certainly, I've also come to fetch that Spartan woman. It gives me no pleasure to say her name. The woman who was my wife, but ran away from me and wasn't faithful. She's been counted temporarily amongst the prisoners with the rest of the Trojan women. And now, they finally handed her over to me to kill her here on the spot. Next time he started to take her back to her homeland. It's up to me.
And I shall pray to the gods to lead your footsteps in the path of justice.
We had you, but you're still here.
Yes, and God knows I shall stay here.
What's any way to pray to the gods?
Look here, Menelaus. If you mean to kill your wife, you'll have my full support. But if you want my advice, don't see her. Don't risk becoming a slave of your lust again. With one look, she makes men's eyes her prisoners. She burns whole houses to the ground with that bewitching smile. I know her, so do you. Anyone who's ventured himself afraid knows her well enough. Menelaus? So, what have the Greeks decided? Tell me, what have you decided to do with me? Am I to live or die?
Nothing definite was decided. But the Greek army unanimously gave you to me. To kill you.
Can I not speak in my own defense and show how unjust it would be to kill me? But simply...
I've come for an execution, not an argument.
Oh, here, Menelaus. Let us speak.
Get out.
Oh well. It probably doesn't matter if I speak well or badly, if you have already decided against me. You won't even bother to answer. But if your accusations against me are what I think they are, I shall answer your arguments with arguments of my own. First of all, that woman there, Hecuba, she gave birth to all the trouble by giving birth to that Paris. Secondly, he destroyed Troy. Priam, the old king, did. And he destroyed me too, when he fell too strong with his brother birth. Menelaus, I was exported. I was sold off abroad. My exceptional beauty was a tradable asset for Greece. And now all I get is vulgar abuse. I deserve honor and respect, don't you think? Yes. You will say, no doubt, I have ignored the main point. The reason why I ran away from home in secret. You see, he came to me. Paris, that genius of destruction Hecuba gave birth to. And with him came a goddess. You know, not exactly a weakling as goddesses go, but one that would fill you up with the most irresistible desire. And you spineless idiot! You chose that moment of all moments to leave your home and go to Crete. Are you beginning to understand? Or what was I thinking? When I tamely followed that foreigner whom I hardly knew, that petulant boy, betraying my country, my home and my family in the process. As the goddess Menelaus, not me. Punish her. Punish the destructive power of love, which is the master of all gods, for we are slaves of that one, Aphrodite.
And maybe you try and resist.
Yes. Of course I did. I should have left this house and made my escape to the Greek ships. God knows I wanted to. And God knows how I tried. Just go and ask the guard commanders or the sentries on the walls. Ask them how many times they caught me lowering my clumsy body in secret from the battlements of Troy. Everyone was against it. How could I resist?
I've heard.
Well, my husband! Can you still think it's right to kill me? Could you do such a thing with any justice? I had no choice. I was married! But married. My life in Troy was the most abject slavery. Nothing glorious about it. And now the gods are brought justice.
The gods are no fools,
Oh yeah, fool would dare to do that.
Don't attempt to disguise your own wickedness by accusing the immortals of such stupidity. I'm afraid no sensible person will be taken in. And Aphrodite herself. It's laughable. I was supposed to believe she came with my son to Menelaus' palace. Is it likely?
Then what are your arguments? No doubt you were trying to defend your son.
My son had the sort of good looks women ran mad for. You were wet with lust the moment you saw him. That was your Aphrodite. And doesn't everyone dignify their appetite and stupidity by blaming the gods for their own mistakes? Sensuality and senselessness have more in common than a first syllable. When you saw my son dripping with gold, you lost your head completely. Menelaus? Ha! Life with him was a steer by comparison. With my son, you saw yourself drowning in an ever-flowing river of Trojan gold.
He dragged me off!
Oh, did he?
Yes.
By force, right?
Yes, of course. Which one of the Spartans saw this happen? What? No witnesses? How loudly did you scream? You tried to free yourself, right?
Yes, of course I did.
You were always on the winning side, Helen. Loyalty and duty mean nothing to you. And as for this story of yours, how desperately you lowered yourself from the city walls. Well, may I ask you, how many times were you actually caught in doing such thing? Or hanging yourself? As any woman of nobility would be expected at least to attempt, if she were truly grieving for her former husband. Not you! No! In my son's finest, most arrogant whim could be indulged. You love nothing better than seeing Asiatics prostrating themselves at your feet! And how it made you feel! Even now, you dare to parade yourself like this, wearing makeup with your best dress on, brazenly confronting your husband in the open air, with your hair brushed. You're worthless. Respectable women spit at you in contempt. Are you finished? Just about. So, Menelaus? All my arguments point in the same way. You must consummate the great victory by killing your wife. Death is what she deserves.
Your words are compelling, Euripides. Your conclusions like my own. This woman left my house of her own free will, to sleep with a foreigner, to drag in the gods as a mere smokescreen. You shall come back to Greece with me, and face death on stone. Stop away! Stop it! You forget all your friends who are dead! You married by this woman! One white woman! That's enough.
Don't travel in the same ship with her.
Why not? She might entertain me on the way back.
You'll never learn. People will say you're weak, that you haven't got the strength to
No! I may always situation unworthy of his love. But still, I shall do as you say. We won't travel aboard the same ship. When we arrive in Greece, she will be punished as it deserves.
You wrong me, Menelaus! You will regret it of this one day.
I don't think so.
Yes, will.
Your death will be a warning to a woman in the future. The mannerous death will terrify even the most frivolous of women. Even those who might be tempted to be as degrading as you are.
No! Menelaus! She has betrayed us! Let us be now!
She has asked me to make sure the body came into your hands, that you could shroud it with some of your pillows and garland it with flowers. We washed it for you. All that's left to do is dig a grave. Then our work will be done and we can all get home. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's get started.
Oh, you Greeks. You're so proud of yourselves as fighting men and thinkers. Are you proud of this too? Why him? Were you so frightened of Italy you had to invent this unheard of savagery? Did you really think he would reveal fallen Troy from this rubble on his own? You're nothing. You're worth nothing.
Please, woman, let us not delay this any more than we have to.
We could all see that when Hector was fighting you with 10,000 men at his side, destroying you beneath his spear. But now, when the city is taken,
and every fighting Trojan man lies dead, and have become terrified of a little child. A little child. Why don't you look into his face? Go on, look at him! What cowards you are. It degrades the decency of speech to put such things into words.
Little darling, your child's soul may have glimpsed all the glories you were born to get, but now I must lay you under the earth. Your old grandmother must bury your tender corpse and pray for its unfinished soul. My sweetheart, remember when I used to cuddle you like this? Come now, my women. See what you can find. Some robe if you can, or some flowers somewhere, to dress his poor body for burial. It's little enough we can give him. We found these among their ruins. This is all that is left of her legendary wealth.
Lead your song for the dead, Hecuba.
For grief. Listen, women of Troy.
We're still here. Speak to us.
Everything I have done in my life has meant nothing to the vindictive gods. All our sacrifices, all our offerings have been quite worthless. And yet, the gods had not decided to trample us all in the mud. No one would have ever heard of us. No songs would have been written in memory of all this offering. Let that be our consolation. Let that soften the pain as we bury the body. And what difference does it make if it's buried in luxury loaded with gifts? None at all. Funerals are for the living.
All company commanders with orders to burn the city. There's no need to wait any longer. Burn everything down and be women. You must follow these soldiers down to the ships. Do you hear? What are you waiting for? Go! Go! You poor women, you suffered so much as a balance you. Hang on to her, soldier. I need to treat her with kids' gloves. And you belong to Odysseus now. Orders are to deliver you personally into his hands. Still, I think I shall let you watch a while. This is the last you shall see of your homeland. Do not bother to call the gods Hecuba. You called before. They didn't hear. In fact, if you want to be the queen of a burning city, why not make its funeral pyre your own?
how it ends, by a crown of pain.
Let the dead hear our song.
My husband is dead, but he has no grave. Can he hear me still?
The black veil of death has darkened his sacred eyes with the desecration of the earth.
But he hears you.
Down in the abyss.
He hears you.
But for how long? Soon he will be anonymous earth, like a forgotten song. Soon, no one will remember all of this. Not even the name. There will be no place on earth called Troy. My legs are trembling, but I won't fall. Hold limbs. Strengthen yourselves. Your labor is just beginning.
This is your life. This is your destiny. This is as long as it's going to get. That's what you live. These fresh thoughts.
Estoy muy emocionado de esta noche porque es mi última noche acá en el colegio, o sea, hicimos una hora en el colegio. Y también porque he trabajado con muy buenos amigos míos y quiero que por favor le den un gran aplauso a Cristian